Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War, very weird for a time stream. But yeah, we'll be doing the last Tower of Doom stream for the week, though of course we already finished Tower of Doom. However, the main thing we'll be doing is doing a little bit last of our Vault events. This is being done way earlier than normal, and that's mostly because Super Bowl is later today. So I didn't obviously want to run into that, so we are going to be doing it earlier in the middle of the day. Or not really middle of the day, really weird time. I don't think we ever streamed at this exact time. But, yeah, game plan is we're going to go and go over all the normal weekly event spoilers. Of course, it isn't up on the website yet, but we can still see it through the other method where we can normally see everything prior. And after that, we'll just go mess around, hopefully get one more Vault key, hopefully give out a code for it, and go from there. This is probably going to be a pretty short stream, might not even be a whole hour, but I did want to get at least something in to still go over it, so we can then go post this as well, for anyone at 8 o'clock wondering where on earth we are with all the spoilers for the week. And of course, we'll have the Monday event video up, hopefully in a timely manner tomorrow. But yeah, let's go and bring all that up real quick. Let's start with the troops, of course, as we normally do. Bring up all of our spoilers. Got a whole spoiler page over here. So we'll start with the Cinemirage ones that are coming first. Oh gosh, why aren't you doing it correctly? I hate when it does it like this. Why is it doing it in a new tab? You're supposed to do it like this. Okay, fine. I'll do you. Then we do that. And then we do that. And then that should bring it up. There we go. Okay. So, Broker of Greed. This will be a epic that will be coming in through Cinemirage. It is a Cinemirage event week next week, which is pretty rare. It's the kingdom that has the least amount of troops. Almost looks like he's going Yu-Gi-Oh style there with a random card in hand and sword right there. Actually, he has a pretty cool design. I like it. Really like it. So as far as what he does, he gives 5 to a random skill on another ally, boosted by gold at a 1-to-1 boost ratio. Wait, what? Lose all my gold and explode 3 yellow gems. Interesting. I didn't actually read this prior. But that is a pretty big buff. That means if you had Cedric Sparkle Sack... Wow, this might actually be meta. This is the Glory Troop as well, so you can get this for 400 Glory next week and stock up on red yellows. That is an interesting concept. So that means even with no Cedric, that is potentially 105 gold or 105 stat gain to all stats to an ally of choice, but you lose all your gold for doing so. So this probably won't be used in a gold buff team. Like, for example, it's not going to be used with Skeleton Key. However, it could be used for a new type of team in which you use something along the lines of Cedric Sparkle Sack, what's her name? Egg Thief. Something that will be really, really good with additional stats. Oh, is it random skill? My bad, it is random skill. Oh, never mind. That's a lot less useful. You can still hit on the right one, though, but never mind. Ah, I thought it was all stats. I definitely misread that. Never mind. His viability is not going to be nearly as much. Aw. You got my hopes up, good troop. Never mind. He's useless. That's going to be pretty underwhelming because you can't decide which stat it's going to be because it's random and it's not all. And it's probably going to hit on something useless. However, that's still relevant, though. For what I was mentioning, it's still somewhat relevant. You can run Cedric. It won't be as good as I was thinking, but it's still relevant for one thing. If a troop is useful with every single stat, this would be beneficial. And there are a type of troops that are useful with every single stat. It is all the Tauruses, the ones that gain boost ratio off of attack, HP, and armor, while they also obviously use magic for their ability. So this will be good with Ketris at least. So you could do same premise, just different troop than I was initially anticipating. But because I was thinking full AoE with that. But you can do Cedric Sparkle Sack, followed by Egg Thief, followed by Ketris, and then end it with this thing. And then basically what you can go do is greed spam, or not greed spam, Egg Thief spam. Get your gold up. You'll have a 205 stat gain, and that 205 stat gain converts to 100 or 2 damage, or 205 damage additional towards your Ketris. So that's still not bad. 205 is obviously if it hits on magic, and 102 or 103 is if it doesn't hit on magic, if it hits on HP, attack, or armor. So that's still potentially useful. Not as good as I was initially thinking it would be. But giving that big of a buff to Ketris just off of gold isn't that bad. Like, that's a pretty hefty buff, but you could also do it by other means, so the fact that he auto-ends his turn... Or actually, you do get explosions, though. At least you get 3 explosions. But that's not going to be anything like a Leprechaun explosion or something like that, that's for sure. I don't know. It seems a bit clunky. It does have Merchant, too, which is something I didn't notice. 2 very noteworthy things. Well, it has actually 3 kind of noteworthy things. Greedy, so it can gain extra gold for when it loses it all. Omen of Stone, so it gets a single explosion at start of battle, which definitely is not to be underestimated. As you guys know from things like factions and stuff, a single explosion or a few explosions can go a long way. And Merchant, which actually will help increase your gold capacity, so it's actually 225 gold with a Cedric. It's even higher than what I just mentioned. So that means you'd get a 112 buff or a 225 buff. So, I don't know. It does seem a bit clunky to use. But it'll find its way into some teams eventually. I feel like Tetris-like troops it will be very beneficial for. But there's other ways to buff it, so we'll see. It's going to be underwhelming for the most part, but definitely not to be underestimated because it does have some potential. Anyways, as far as the other troop, this I believe is the raid troop for the week, and yes it is. This you'll end up getting through the raid event. Interesting design on it. As far as what it does, it deals magic plus 4 damage to an enemy. If they are a boss, deal 3 to 5 times damage, as every single raid troop does, on your based on Ascension. And if the enemy dies, steal 4 magic from all remaining enemies. That's not too good. That means you're just going to gain 12 additional magic, which is barely anything later in raids. That also means they have 4 less magic, but still, that's rather underwhelming. Similar to almost every single thing in this kingdom, it does get an explode at start of battle, specifically on Skull. Gets to lower all stats by 2, and has a normal Godslayer. It seems rather average. Nothing really special with this raid troop. Nothing special at all. Pretty much just a standard raid troop, and that's that. Okay, so other than that, pet. As I mentioned, we're getting like 6 pets in a row. We still have 3 pets left within that cycle. Wait, hold up. Gosh, how many pets in a row do we have? Was it even more than, wow. Never mind. When I said we had 6 pets in a row, I'm like closer to 8, I mean. I didn't even realize that because not only do we have everything else that we've already been getting as far as pets the last several weeks, but we're now getting a Cinder Mirage pet next week, which works quite well since it's Cinder Mirage week. Then we're getting Valentine's Day pet. Then the week after, we're getting the next faction pet, because a new faction. Then we're getting a mech pet on the Wednesday event, and that's as far as it goes. Oh, also this mosquito thing is finally being added to the game. When I was playing, when I was still playing Darkest Dungeon at the time, I made a reference that this thing kind of looks like that one Darkest Dungeon troop, but that's cute. It's the it's like a little mosquito thingy thing. But anyways. But wow, we're getting so many pets. But yeah, Cinder Mirage on Wednesday, so we'll finally get that bonus. There isn't really much Cinder Mirage synergy teams though, so that pet's gonna go almost completely unused, but it's still a thing nonetheless. Also, underneath troops, there was one other thing I forgot to mention. We are getting a new Mythic next Friday, of course. And this is what the Mythic does, at least at this current moment in time. Are you really gonna make me have to do this every single time? Why is it not opening a new tab? It's supposed to. Fine, we'll do this, do that. It's opening in a new window rather than a new tab, which makes it so you guys can't see it. There you guys go. So, Mother of Darkness. This is the new Mythic that's coming out next Friday. So, next Friday, of course, first Friday of the month. And as always, we get a new Mythic every single time. It's going to be Mother of Darkness, which is a Mythic for Darkstone. It's actually pretty relevant that this is located in Darkstone, for the reason that you don't necessarily need to get Possessed King anymore. And if you so choose, you can go for this troop instead. And you can end up getting 10+ star Darkstone without getting a Possessed King. So if you're not a fan of Possessed King, or if you have other options that kind of cover it, you can simply go for Mother of Darkness instead. One other pretty relevant thing about this hero class is it is the first Mythic in the game to be a rogue. This is somewhat relevant as rogue does have 50% mana start, whereas daemons do not. But yeah, this is the first Mythic rogue in the game. Actually, really surprised. I didn't realize that until we got 50% mana start rogue that there was 0, but yeah, she's the first one. As far as her ability, it has a massive boost ratio. It's 22 mana cost. Also, what's also pretty relevant about her is she does use blue. Blue is relevant because of, oh, what's it called? What's the hero class? Because it synergizes with that one rogue hero class, the Corsair hero class, which has a potential +3 blue. So in synergy with that, with a 50% rogue bonus, you can pretty much build a legit 4x rogue team now, as of this Mythic being released. So it's really relevant that she uses blue, as that does actually synergize with Corsair, which is a rogue. So yeah, you can finally build proper teams, rogue teams now. And with 50% mana start, she would only need 11 mana for her very first cast. Did I just call a mosquito cute? Yes, I know. Mosquitoes are very vicious. I used to have to deal with them a lot in New Jersey. Luckily, there's not really any near me. But yes, mosquitoes are really, really annoying. Anyways, as far as the rest of her ability, deals magic +4 true damage to an enemy and the one below. So it just hits 2 of them, whatever one you target, and the one immediately below it. That's boosted by purple gems that are on the board. It gets a massive boost ratio of 10 per purple gem on the board. Do keep in mind that this boost ratio most likely takes place prior to respawning purples, so you're not going to get like an absurd boost ratio off of it. You're just going to get like on average about 100 additional damage. 100 of course is a lot of damage, but you do have to be mindful that she can be hard countered pretty easily by a barrier. Barrier will make this ability be a lot worse. However, without barrier, she should be averaging about 120 to 130 damage, probably closer to 130. So you're going to be able to get some pretty big hits out of her, and there's potentially that she could even hit about 150 to 200, though that would be a lot rarer because you would need a lot of purple on the board. But yeah, she can double hit for some pretty high true damage. If the enemy dies, she ends up creating 12 purple. One thing to be really noteworthy, she has a lot of things based on purple. However, she doesn't actually use purple herself, which is a little bit of a weird kind of aspect of her. You do have to use a different purple synergy troop in order to make it all work. And other than that, she also gets to summon 2 Sister of Shadows if she doesn't end up securing a kill. This isn't really that useful. If anything, it's almost going to get more in the way than helpful. Sisters of Shadows, that one useless red-purple that just has like a double poke, if I'm not mistaken. That or hits weakest. I actually forget. Regardless, it's not really that relevant, and it's actually going to be blocking your good purple troop. So that's more of a downside than a positive side. And she does that every single time when you don't end up getting the 12 purple spawn from getting a kill. So this thing's going to be really bad against barrier. Main reason for this is you're going to keep constantly summoning useless Sister of Shadows, and you're also going to constantly not be creating your 12 purple. Also, due to how her ability works, she has no board control if she doesn't get a kill. So if you're hitting on double barrier, she will not be doing anything. So AoE barrier and things that have a lot of barrier spam, she's going to be pretty bad against. She's also going to be pretty bad against 50% spell reduction because she wants to get secured kills. And if a lot of things have the reduction, like 25%, 50%, she probably will not have the damage to be able to do so. And other than that, HP buffing is going to be bad against, or she's going to be bad against, because if they get a big HP buff, like off of Yasmin's Pride, or just off of General and like Divinia or something, she will not have enough damage to be able to secure a one-shot. And if she doesn't get a one-shot, then she's not getting her purple spawn. And any instance where she does not get her purple spawn, she's going to kind of be like Web Spinner. In that Arachnine Weaver. And that Arachnine Weaver is extremely important to end up getting the hit off of, and if you don't end up getting the hit off of it to end up getting the kill, you don't get all of your explosions, which can be extremely problematic. So it feels like it's going to kind of be similar to the playstyle of a Arachnine Weaver. I honestly feel like it's going to be overall worse than Arachnine Weaver as far as its unique things. It does have Dark Death, so it gets to summon a Dark Storm when an enemy dies, which will help obviously for her boost ratio. She is stealthy, so she won't be targeted out at least. Which does mean she's going to be summoning a lot of Sisters of Shadows, most likely, because she'll probably be the last one to die on your team, assuming you put her in, like, 3rd slot or something. And other than that, it has Inflict Bleed to all enemies when matching 4 more gems, so she will be able to do this with... Oh, that used to be on purple. Apparently, they made it extra turn now, so pretty sure that used to be on purple. But anyways, now they made it onto extra turn, or it's always been like that, and I just didn't notice. And as soon as you get 4 extra turns, you'd be able to go bleed the entire enemy team, which is 10 true damage per turn. And stacking that in combination with a ability will be enough to end up getting the kill. Obviously, cleanse spam can counter that some, but yeah, you're mostly just going to need to worry about cleanse and barrier, or like the 2 biggest things that you're that will be problematic to this mythic. But has potential, of course, with a bunch of bleeds into her true damage. More often than not, in at least a PvP and Guild War context, you should be able to double kill. As long as you can secure double kill to double kill, she will be worth it. It's kind of like a Scorpius in that regard, which is what I was mainly comparing her to earlier. If you can get double kill to double kill, she'll be worth using. If you cannot get double kill to double kill, she will not be worth using. And that's pretty much the whole bottom line of this troop. I feel like I'll probably use it with Corsair just to see what it can kind of do on a Blue Guild War day. But aside from that, I don't feel like I'll be using her much for anything other than Blue Guild War Day personally, just as that seems like the most beneficial thing to try to utilize her for. I forget what even currently run for Blue Guild War, but she's coming out next Friday. We'll be messing around with her then, of course, and we'll go from there. But that is what the new Mythic will be. unless they change something else. Other than that, we're also getting a new hero class on that exact same day, next Friday. It's a pretty underwhelming hero class. It is going to be an Orc hero class from the Groshnok Kingdom. It has the War, Forest, and Storm Tree. The only real interesting synergy that this thing has is it is the only hero class in the game to have both War Tree into Forest Tree. This is somewhat relevant because you get the bloodthirsty benefit of War Tree in combination with Entangle at the start of battle. It's the only hero class that has this combo. It's also, I believe, the only hero class that currently has Storm and Forest. However, that doesn't have as much of a synergy with each other. But yeah, War into Forest is actually not that bad of a combo. Other than that, it has a default 20% dodge, and it has a gain 3 attack when matching red gems. This hero class reminds me a lot of Warlord, just a bit of a different setup. This version of Warlord does not have triple damage on burning, though. But if you're using it for not the triple damage on burning part, this thing is probably better than Warlord hero class. However, generally, if you're going for a hero class like this, you'd want to go for the triple damage on burning. So I'm not sure. It personally, to me, seems like it's going to be underwhelming. But War plus Forest Trees, an interesting combo that might be okay. We'll kind of have to see and test. And it has default 20% agile, which isn't that bad. But I don't know. It seems like this is going to be kind of along the lines of Slayer and the Warlord. Just a slightly different variant for when you don't want to burn. So, yeah, it'll be okay. It's definitely not a Monk. Monk hero class is going to be the most broken thing ever for Shen Tang next month. But March 13th, mark your calendars. Most broken hero class in the game's coming in. It'll be the strong, unless they like do a gigantic revamp to hero classes, it'll be the strongest hero class, with the only exclusion being Titan will probably still be better. However, we'll need to test this to see. There is a potential this thing will be more broken than Titan, at least in some circumstance. It doesn't have a half mana start naturally, but it makes up for it by having the capability of still having a half mana start, while also having gain 3 mana every 4 or 5 times gems. That is going to be so ridiculously broken. Because you can just extra turn spam on anything into full mana into that. There's a Mythic that kind of has this ability, however, it has such a useless ability, whereas Hero has such a wide variety. But that's 2 classes from now. That one's the one, the Barbarian's the one coming in this next Friday. And other than that, I believe that was everything. So let's see, we're getting Raid event, I went over that. Faction, oh yeah, Faction for next week is Sunken Fleet, for anyone who that matters to. Most people probably, or quite a few people probably already did it, because potion effects did exist at the time. But if you didn't do it and you're really high renown, you might want to go consider doing Pure Faction for that. Other than that, Pet Rescue I already mentioned is going to be the Sinner Mirage pet. Class event, we have none on Thursday because we are getting Barbarian on Friday. And it doesn't mention it on this page, but we're also getting a Mythic next Friday because it's the first Friday of the month. And I believe that is everything then. Yep, that is everything. So that's all the info for the spoilers. Also, wow, that intro took forever. But there's all the infos. Here you guys go. Anyways, I didn't even say hello to everyone 15 minutes in. But also, thank you, Zex, for supporting the channel. Greatly appreciated. Helps out a lot. Also, did someone just ban Lochnar? Who just banned Lochnar? Do I need to go unban Lochnar? Why is all of his messages deleted? Hello, Drock Savage. Hello, Haley. Let's see. Oh, yeah, why are we so early? It's because Super Bowl. Because I had a feeling quite a few people will be doing the Super Bowl. He ordered pizza, so he couldn't wait. Oh, no, I didn't eat the pizza yet. Are you kidding? I am still so stuffed from all the fondue. I ended up going to the fondue place. Ended up walking there, and it was $25 for all you can eat. And gosh, did I do all you can eat. I had 5 different fondues and 2 different chocolates. Which, if you break down the price of what that would have costed, if you would have went there and actually bought all those things, it was probably around $70 I did for $25. That is how much food I ate there. I figured this was the first time I've seen them have an offer like that, like an all-you-can-eat thing. So I took it as an opportunity to try basically every single thing I have not tried there before. So that's exactly what I did. I tried every single fondue I've never had there before. And surprisingly, the one that I always go for, the artichoke one, is my personal favorite. I tried every single one they have, and artichoke was still the one that was my favorite after that. And I tried 2 different chocolates, so I still prefer milk chocolate. The ones they did. I don't know, dark chocolate just tastes too weird to me. And I couldn't have the white chocolate because it may contain nuts. But again, thank you, Zex, for your support. Greatly appreciated. Hello, Army X Tube. Hello, Elite Gaming. Hello, Drock Savage. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Jefferson. Hello, Zex. Or said hi to Zex. Hello, hello, Jacob. Hello, William. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Jefferson over there. Say hi. Also, did Lochnar, did someone ban you? I think someone did. Actually, you probably wouldn't be able to talk if you if you were. Hello, Amendment. I need to go double check that. Who banned him? Was it Isabel? Because it shows Isabel as the thing. Hello, Jacob. Hello, Tyranny. Hello, Steve. Hello, Foro. Yeah, that one epic troop is somewhat underwhelming. I thought it was all stats at first, but it's still useful for Ketris if nothing else. It's still a okay stacking for Ketris when you're fighting similar level content. Let's see. Hello, Detero. Hello, Vortex. Yes, I just called a mosquito cute. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Remenford. Perfect timing for weekend streaming. Yeah, for European times, this probably works better than the normal times that we always do. You missed what happened? Oh, I think Lochnar got, something happened to Lochnar. I'm not sure. I need to go double check my things. Because he hasn't said anything since that happened. Isabel, what did you do to Lochnar? Hello, VV. Hello, Saper. And hello, everyone else. Anyways, I need to go double check. What happened? I can't even edit it directly. Okay, let me go to here. I know there's like a ban list I have. Where is my unhide user on this channel? There we go. I think I fixed it. Lochnar, say something. Say something, Lochnar. You should be able to now. Isabel, why are you going hiding people like that? Anyways, where were we? Who's a good replacement for Yali in Scorpius team? Web Spinner and oh, what's the other option? Web Spinner and Shadow Dragon. I feel like most people go Shadow Dragon for it. But either or will end up working. Are you banned? No, you're not banned. I know, Isabel, why do you do that? Why you gotta do that? Okay, let's go do our dailies real quick and then we'll go mess with grinding again. We have red dooms, or not red dooms, red deeds today, so definitely make sure to go do your dailies if you only do the good ones, because we have some good ones. We got red deeds. All good, Isabel. Yeah, I'm not sure why either. Blame Isabel. Don't make me take away your mod status. Now, most of my mods don't abuse their powers. And Isabel said it was an accident. Supposedly. No, it was probably an accident. I don't recall you ever doing it before. Also, can this thing load today? There we go. Also, because I'm so cheap, I always ask for it to go water whenever I'm there. Like, every single possible thing I can ever do to get better value, I do. I also generally just get waters at restaurants just because they charge for anything else, but they don't charge for water. And you can normally get them to go at various places. And it's like, hey, free water for the rest of the day. This will probably last me till most of the Super Bowl. I might have one soda just as a treat. I've been trying to stay away from soda. That pizza's one of those kind of things that you kind of can't not have soda with it. That's almost illegal to not have soda with pizza. Oh, first gnome in a stream. Where's my gnome counter? Gotta keep track. We're at 111. Hopefully we can reach about 120. Though we'll see how lucky or unlucky we get. Also, I didn't end up reading it there, but someone did mention a pity timer for gnomes in chat. They're generally not in favor of adding pity timers to the game, but it is very unfortunate going an entire Vault event and getting, like, seeing everyone get a bunch of loot, and then you get like 0 Volkies, despite still farming for possibly a similar amount of time. It is very annoying in that regard. You can definitely have ultra unlucky Volky weekends. That is for sure. I've definitely had my number of them. I don't know. You get some good ones, you get some bad ones. And this one for me has obviously been a little bit above average. We're at 13 Volkies right now. Anything above 10 I'm pretty much happy with. That's why I didn't read it, because Lochnar's message got hidden. That's why I didn't see it when I was skimming through all the messages. Okay, now to go get our deeds. Also, Imperial deed. I believe I only need one more Imperial deed until I finally have enough Imperials to go upgrade all my Magic Kingdoms. Then we just need the purples to go upgrade them. I believe I'll have enough purples in about 2 weeks from now. I don't think I'll have enough this week unless we get a purple deed event, which unfortunately we haven't for a little while now. Obviously, purples are the most useful because magic. And after purples are done, pretty much all of them are same value. No deed other than purple really has more value. Like basically purples have the best value, and then everything else is just tied at normal value as far as the colored deeds are concerned with how they're set up. None really have a value over another. However, I guess technically brown is the worst of them. There isn't really anything good to put on brown compared to the other colors. So there's like 3 categories then. There's purple, which is the best. There's everything that isn't purple or brown, which are kind of like the mid tier. And then there's the worst of brown. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a key team real quick. Also, we're leveling Hierophant right now. Hierophant is an interesting troop, and then it has extra turn into a Skull Poke. Or not extra turn into Skull Poke. It has triple damage into... I misread that extremely. It is, it is triple damage into a Cleanse, which makes it the only troop in the game that has triple damage to burning while having Cleanse on extra turn. And this is a very useful combination when using Skull Spam up against a team that has Freeze and or Entangle. And it is the only hero class in the game that has that combination. And the reason you've never really seen me try running it before is it is required to have this hero class at level 100 in order to do so. So I'm trying to get this level 100 next because I cannot actually do that until we do. It's very, very, very rarely ever going to be useful. However, it is a very situational utility that is nice to have nonetheless. So I figured we'd go for that one next. As it's one of the only few hero classes that if we were to get it max would get any substantial benefit compared to not having it max. So that's why we're focusing on that one a little bit. Probably be a while before we get it maxed, but that is the next focus. Though my focus will switch to Barbarian as soon as Barbarian comes out, of course. But there we go, we got Imperial. I believe we have 8 or 9 total now. Or I should. You might have slightly less if you upgraded some of the other kingdoms to 15. But yeah, I'm sitting on 9, so now any Imperials we get I can start throwing into other kingdoms, like Stormheim for the magic or something. I mean, Stormheim for the HP, I mean. So yeah, we'll start throwing them into those eventually. But for now, we need more purple deeds. And we're not going to have enough until we get an actual purple event. Because I'm going to get another 2 on Monday. 2 or 3, depends on how many writs I have. So that means we'll need a legendary purple event next week to have enough. Actually, even that might be short. Isn't that legendary only 6? I believe a epic is 4, a legend is 6, and a mythic is 8. As far as how many colors you get. It's either 8 or 10 for mythic. Actually, I completely forget the numbers. But we definitely need at least 1, if not 2 purple events before we reach it. Otherwise, we'll guarantee have it by 2 weeks from now. As long as we get at least 1 event that has any amount in it. But anyways, let's go do dungeon, let's go do pet, and then we'll mess around with the gnomes a little bit. And of course, definitely advise to do dungeons if you don't normally do them for whatever reason. As today, we get a lot of diamonds out of them. Well, you should always be doing them, but I mean the 50 gem thing that you end up spending towards them. Always great to go forward on Sundays, even if you just started out in the game, just because it gives a really insanely good value with how many diamonds it ends up giving, as well as the fact that it gives 2 gem keys, which is almost half the value of how much you spend anyway, so it gives a lot of reward back. Plus, it's a guarantee Celestial, which is really good in early game when you don't have as many Celestials on reserve. You eventually have a surplus of them, but earlier on into mid-game you don't. You would suggest saving them for each new delve that comes out. That's pretty much what I've been doing for the most part. I've pretty much been saving them for every new delve. And next delve is... Actually, I forget what next delve is, to be honest. I forget what it's associated to. I should probably double check. Actually, we can double check right now. Let's bring it up on screen. Next delve is associated to... the kingdom of... where's the thing? Shen Tang. Next delve is for Shen Tang. Wow, Shen Tang's getting a lot of good benefits soon. Not only is next delve associated to it, but the next hero class after this next hero class will be associated to it too. The one coming in early March or mid-March, I mean. Not Barbarian, but the one coming after Barbarian next week is going to be a Shen Tang hero class. So Shen Tang is going to be set as of that hero class coming out. Also, it's going to gain a lot of stars at once. I believe it's immediately going to go from 8 stars all the way to like 14 or 15 stars immediately, assuming you have all the upgrades for it. That's going to gain a lot of stars very quick, because it's going to have a whole faction worth of troops before it gets the hero class. So that's quite a bit. We have no clue what the next one after this will be, because we're probably getting some kind of patch in between then. But, wow, that means 4.8 patch should be right around the corner then. Because that's March 27th, and that means we're probably getting a patch prior to March 27th, which will probably be 4.8 patch, which will probably be the patch reworking classes most likely. But, yeah, there's a lot of benefit coming to one kingdom very soon. And, yeah, it's going to be Shen Tang. So what color is Shen Tang again? I actually completely forgot. I believe it's yellow, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have any spare yellows, you might want to go put it towards Shen Tang soon, because that's guaranteed next faction. We'll go double check. I'm pretty sure it's yellow. It's either yellow or red, but I'm pretty sure it's yellow. And if it's red, we just got more reds today. But I'm like 90% sure it's yellow, and the other 10% is red. Let's see. Which is our two colors as well. Yep, it's yellow. That's correct. Oh, I did not have enough yellow to max it, though. I would still need another 19. Well, technically 17, because we'll get a guarantee 2 next week. But I still have a couple weeks. When was the date it was coming out again? It's coming out the, it's coming out the 21st. So that means we're still going to have 3 more Mondays until then. And with 3 more Mondays until then, that is a guarantee 6 more, or sorry, not 6, 4 more. I mean, I'll do math eventually. 3 more, because we're not putting any writs towards it. And we get a guarantee 1 per week if you do the entirety of the yellow tree for the epic tasks. So we'll have 14. Still need to find a way to cover the other 16. So unless we get a lot of yellow deeds between then off of random luck, we're not going to have enough to max it. However, theoretically, you don't need a max 2. You actually only need 20. Never mind. So we're going to get a guarantee 3. So as long as we get a legendary task for it, we'll have enough. Or 2 epic tasks, or 1 mythic task for it, for yellow. Because we'll have at least 1 per week, so I'll bring it to 14, assuming that you currently have 11. But actually, some people might even have more. I believe I wasted some on Pan's Veil. Yeah, I wasted a little bit on Pan's Veil, so some people might even have more than that. The only one I fully maxed out was, I believe, Suncrest was yellow, which I ended up getting to 15 for the full bonus. But, yeah, and that was for Stonesong Airy. But, yeah, we'll focus on Shen Tang next. See how far we can go with it. Well, stat bonus is Shen Tang anyways. It is a stat bonus of +1 life. Not the best, not the worst. But anyways, let's go back to the Gnome grind. Or actually, not Gnome grind. I need to go do this pet before I forget and finish out this dungeon. And then we'll go to Gnome grind. Last little bit of it. I will grab that for now. Take a little bit of gold there. Grab ourselves some, what else do we want? We'll take that for now. Oh, I could take an extra turn there. Whoops. Well, we'll get our double kill key, just get back to full mana, and be good to go. Yeah, Shen Tang's getting a lot of things in the next month. Shen Tang's going to be from one of those kingdoms that is known for just having Yagwei to probably be in a very viable kingdom soon. It's gotten a good mana generator, it got Yagwei, well, it's always had Yagwei. It's getting one of the best hero classes in the entire game, only pretty much outclassed by Titan, and potentially even better than Titan. We haven't tested it yet. I feel like it's going to be worse than Titan, but there is a possibility it actually will legit be stronger than Titan. The only big downside it has is not having half mana start naturally, which is the biggest downside and why I don't feel like it's going to be overall better than Titan. There'll definitely be obviously situations where it is, a lot of situations, but not having half mana start is a pretty bad thing on hero classes. It is a almost mandatory thing to have due to how beneficial half mana start is relative to not having it. At least for quicker battles. For battles that go on for a longer duration of time, that doesn't matter as much. That's still beneficial nonetheless. Getting a quick starting board is always helpful. Even if the battle's going to go longer, at least it gives you an advantage starting the battle, which is obviously a good thing. Oh, there we go. Didn't even need the key. The destroys were already enough. Also, I believe I don't have all the copies for this pet, which is why I'm doing it right now. If I do, I should probably stop doing it. But we can still do it for the food, if nothing else. I've been mostly only doing ones I actually need copies for this weekend, though. Have been doing literally every single one I see. Just because it starts to take a lot of times. If you do every single pet you see during a vault weekend, you're probably going to be spending like an hour or 2 just doing pets. But how many pets you'll see throughout the weekend? Assuming your guild is getting them almost every hour. Yeah, we definitely need a lot more copies. I thought so. I had a feeling we did. What do we grab here? Let's take that for now. Grab a red to red, actually. And then we'll go for that one. Get our double key going, and be good to go. So take that, get our destroy, and he's dead off of that. Yeah, Cinder Mirage does have an event week next week. And it's finally getting a pet and everything for the kingdom, but oh no, it's still quite behind compared to other kingdoms. Because it's the most recently added kingdom to the game, which is why it's so behind comparatively to every other kingdom. It was the last kingdom ever added a year and a half ago, back when kingdoms used to be added every few months. Which feels really weird that we haven't had a kingdom for ages now. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone's kind of gotten used to it at this point. But, yeah, we haven't had a kingdom for a year and a half now. It'll be 2 years as of August. Late August. Like, mid to late August. Because we used to get a new kingdom every few months. But obviously that's not a thing anymore. And they used to be, like, really big events. Like, bigger than anything we have now. Like, the whole game's economy was pretty much based around when these new kingdoms were added. But of course that has shifted since then. Is that enough to kill? Yes, it is. Nice. That's the last kill. That's the last battle we could ever kill on, though. 7 and 8 have enough stats, so you can't one-shot it with Ki, unfortunately. This is normally where if you were trying to do this a little bit more efficiently, you would switch into a different team. But I don't do that, because I'd have to keep a different team on copy-paste constantly, and then re-copy-paste it back when we need to shift back to the other team. It would just be very, very annoying to constantly do. I tried it for some amount of time, because it does make it go quicker. However, in having to remember to have all these copy-paste ready, it's not only more annoying, but if you don't have them ready, it just makes it slower. So I just kind of stopped bothering with it. However, technically, the most efficient way to do pet battles is to switch between multiple different teams by having them already on your copy-paste. And in those instances, you would shave off about a minute or so every single time, compared to how long it would normally take you, by using more efficient teams for every category. Or you could just use the same team the whole time and just not deal with it, which is normally the way I go. If nothing else, we get more gold out of it. So we're getting a decent amount of gold per battle. 1,000 starts adding up if we keep doing it over and over again. You're at 21 Vault Keys, but you bought all the flash offers as well. Nice. That's still pretty good. That means you got 16 so far off of actual farming for them. Yeah, it's a pretty good flash offer. It's pretty much the best flash offer they ever have. Occasionally they tweak it slightly to be slightly better. But as far as flash offers are concerned, there really aren't any that tend to be much better than the 100 gems into a Vault Key that they offer. It's a really solid flash offer. If you're ever to consider any, that's one of the few that you should consider. It's the best one that they consistently do every month. There's some that they do on ever so occasion, but as far as the ones consistently happening every month, that is the best offer they ever offer every month for flash offers. The one Vault Key and 100 gems for $2, which is a gem value of about 180. So it's basically a gem value of 90 gems per dollar. Oh, grab this. Got only one copy. Gosh, I got one copy of the owl pet too prior to the stream starting because I wanted to finish out the beast pet bonus thing that we had before I started stream, because I only had like 5 minutes left. Or actually, it was closer to 10 minutes. But if I would have set up the stream, it would have gotten in the way. Hate when pets get in the way like that. Like when you find a pet, it's like you won't even notice it till the last 10 minutes. It's like, oh no, I need to drop everything I'm doing and go finish out this pet. I don't worry about it as much if it's one I already have, but it's for ones that I don't already have. Definitely want to do them. Like this one. But anyways, let's go and actually get some gnome grinding done. All of this other stuff was pretty much just side things. But let's go and actually get some farming going and see if we can go get ourselves a Vault Key. We'll hand out a code probably once we hit 115. Whatever gnome we get on 115, we'll give out code. And if it is a Vault Key at 115, we will hand out big code. Now we're probably only going to 115 this time, because I do need to go order the pizza soon and everything. And at that point, I'll probably just end the stream. Because what time is kickoff again? I actually completely forget. I believe it's 6:30, right? Let's see. Why don't you have time? Yeah, it's around 6:30 p.m. And probably want to order it around 5. So I'll probably stream for about another 20 minutes or so. It's probably closer to 7. Yes, but the ads will start at 6:30 though too. The good shiny ads. And the national anthem will last like 8 minutes, yeah. There's something else I need to do before the 2 as well. Which is one of the other reasons I wanted to end a little bit earlier. Okay, can we get some gnomes? You know you want to drop. Definitely want at least 4 more, if nothing else. If anyone still has any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Because I will not be streaming tonight, of course. This is our nightly stream, technically. We're just doing it a bit earlier in the day. But we'll be back at normal time tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And we'll be having an event video up sometime in the morning. Seeing how useless or good the new troop is. Oh no, it seems really clunky, but I feel like it has some potential. It's just going to be underwhelming compared to other options. It's an interesting troop, if nothing else. I wish they would have made it 2 random stats, though. Or all stats. If it was either of those 2 things, he'd probably be viable. Especially 2 random stats. Because anything that has a double random stat gain can actually trigger the same stat. So it could do double magic or double attack or, you know, double anything. And obviously double magic is very, very useful. Imagine giving a troop 450 magic in 1 turn. If he had a double random stat gain, he could. Realistically. Unfortunately, he does not have that, so he can't. That'd be very hilarious. If nothing else, just use him as a fun troop. But yeah, if he had a double random stat gain, he could legit do a 450 magic gain. Which would be very, very funny. It obviously wouldn't be consistent, but it would technically be possible. But currently the best he'll be able to do is a 225 realistically. And it's only out of 1 in 4 chance. And that's going to be too inconsistent, most likely, to bother being used. Obviously, with a Ketris, you can use any stat. But regardless, on Ketris or anything, the magic would be more beneficial. Hello, gnomes. Where are you guys hiding? Where's our bunch of gnomes where we get like 3 in a row? There we go. Ha! I found them. Go, Valky. Can we get a Valky? You know you want to. Nope, 1,000 souls. It's your worst drop. He does not have any drop lower than 1,000 souls. How much team score can a team have as max? I have no clue. Because it can actually go slightly higher based on your hero level. So theoretically, there is no max. But at this current moment in time, it's probably around, I want to say 16,000. A little bit over 16,000. So you need to have like over level 2,000 hero for that number to be possible, if I'm not mistaken. But team scores are relatively irrelevant number for the most part. It's not, hey, we gained a level on Hierophant, but that number is really only used to determine approximately how strong your team is relative to another team for algorithm purposes. It really isn't used for much other than the algorithm. For how matchmaking works in PvP. It's pretty much the only thing that that score gets used for, and nothing else. Yeah, it's really weird. Your hero level will actually increase that number. I forget by what factor it increases it by. But every few levels does increase it by 1 or something. Or some kind of manipulation to it. But the higher your hero level, the higher it actually does go. For whatever reason. Not sure why that is. But it is a thing. Most of its score is based on how many traits you have, how ascended your troops are, and how much stats you have. Which are all put into a formula, and then it gives out that number. But for whatever reason, it also looks at hero level. Which somewhat makes sense, however, the amount of impact that your hero level has on it is very low. Relative to the other factors. Gosh, I still feel so bloated from earlier. That's probably the best amount of value I got out of all you can eat before. Because that would have costed like $70 or $80 otherwise. It was only 25 bucks. Not sure if I would ever do it again though. That was a lot of food. Though it was amazing. I don't know, I probably would do it again. They don't do it that often though. That's the first time I've ever seen them add that offer. And they only did it because of Super Bowl. And some of the offers they have are really not worth it. Like they're doing some kind of Valentine's Day offer. But it's actually more expensive, not less expensive. Which is kind of weird. And the one that was earlier last week was obviously only 29 bucks. That one was decently worth it. Though I'd almost say the $25 one that I just got now was better value. Not just because it's cheaper, but because you actually get more food, oddly enough. While you don't get any meats, you still get more food overall. A melting pot flash offer. I know, we got to get all those melting pot flash offers. You can't pass up on them. That's funny. Gotta compare everything to Gems of War. Oh, there's food coming out from your left ear. What do I even grab here? Go for Splody Splodies. That was a really bad board, but a good cascade. Fortunately, no extra turn off it. But still enough to kill. Gosh, can we even reach 115 in this time? Come on now, gnomes. You know you want to come out and give us loot. We're definitely getting at least 115. We're not stopping till we at least hit 115. Even if it takes us an hour. No, it better not. We'd have to get absurd amount of luck to go that long without a gnome. Its average luck is about 1 every 5 minutes. All you want is cheesy pizza now? Yeah, I'm going to be getting 2 different cheesy breads and a large pineapple pizza with double a pineapple from Domino's. That's going to be my Super Bowl snacking. And probably a thing of chips with dip. Cheese dip. Though then again, I'm not sure if I want to see another cheese dip after all the cheese dip I just ate. Never mind. Scratch that. That actually sounds like a bad idea now. I'm not sure if I can handle another cheese dip on top of pizza. I had enough cheese today for like a week. Though for pizza, it's a little bit different. Yeah, pineapple on pizza is amazing. Anyone who thinks otherwise does not have good taste. That is official. Tacet has spoken. I'm not sure why some people absolutely despise it. It's like the best topping you could ever put on pizza. Oh, there we go. Another one. Though at the fondue place, I always make sure not to get pineapple. Because it is possible that you get pineapple that's too dried out. And for whatever reason, despite the high quality of that place, their pineapples are always like kind of hard and a little bit dried out. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, they don't have quality pineapple there for whatever reason. Like literally a random pizza joint does it better than them, which I find kind of weird. Also, we're not getting any good loots, but we're 1 gnome away from 115. And as I mentioned, we will give out code at 115. It'll be a big code if we get Valky, and it'll be normal code if we don't get Valky. Yeah, they give out pineapple for the dessert, but they give out multiple things for it, but I always just get 3 things. Bananas, strawberries, and those marshmallows covered with Oreos. I didn't eat too many of the marshmallows covered with Oreos this time, though, because they are really, really strong tasting. It's good if you didn't eat as much, but when you eat a lot, they kind of don't taste as good. Or it's not that they don't taste as good, they just have a really, really strong taste that you don't want to be eating if you're on a completely full stomach. But no, I mostly just have fruit. It's actually kind of funny because almost everything I have there for dipping is fruit. Like for the cheese, I normally go for apple. And then for dessert, it's like banana and strawberries. So like half of what I even eat there is fruit. And I don't like their vegetable dippers because they do them raw. When you're doing the main course, you get a bunch of cooked vegetables. But when you're doing something like the cheese and everything, they don't end up giving you any cooked vegetables, which is unfortunate. Because I absolutely hate raw vegetables. There's very, very few raw vegetables I would actually eat. I know. Yeah, I'm going to be eating way too much cheese today. Like, almost everything I'm eating today is cheese-related. Because if I do go for the cheese chips, that means I had 5 whole pots of fondue cheese. I had so 5 whole pots of fondue cheese. I had a pizza. I had cheesy bread. Well, this I haven't had yet, but by the end of the day I would have. And I would have had chips with cheese dip. That is like an absurd amount of cheese. Also, hello, Jacob. Though I can't see your messages because you just retracted them. Aw, we didn't get anything good there. But I did say we'd hand out code at that, so let's go hand out code. Let's see. Oh, I didn't mark them yet. I believe we're at this code, if I'm not mistaken. The answer is yes. It should be this one right here. Accidentally grabbed the one from yesterday. I knew we used that one. Just wanted to double check to make sure we don't skip one. And here you guys go. Here's the code. Use on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. 1 second. Why is it not on my copy paste? There we go. That's why I do double copy in case I misclick. There you guys go. There's the redeem code. Use on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over... Oh, I got to check tribute. Nice. Whatever your game says right over here is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over in chat. Just copy paste the random numbers and letters. And it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. There you guys go. And that is that. If anyone else has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap up in the next few minutes. Bananas are not good on pizza, in my opinion. Oh, no. I was talking about bananas in regard to the fondue thing. No, I definitely wouldn't put bananas on pizza. I was talking about the fondue when I was mentioning that. With a particularly chocolate fondue. But no, I never put that on pizza. Actually, I don't think I put any fruit on pizza other than pineapple. Pineapple just works. How big are the pots of fondue? Well, relatively small, because they were giving in portions of 1, since it was just me. However, you can get infinite portions. It's about enough that you could fill this entire cup with it to the max with 1 serving of it. So I had like 5 of these. Not actually in a cup, obviously. But if you fill that cup all the way to full, I had basically 5 portions of that. Let's see. I'll take that over. Is it a 40-ounce cup? I honestly have no clue. I think it's closer to 32 ounce. It's not marked with any kind of ounceage. I don't believe it is, unless it's on the bottom, but it's going to be kind of hard to tell or read when it's filled. I think it's smaller than 40 ounce, though, because that sounds like a lot. Also, some of them I didn't eat fully, either. Because some of them, obviously, I didn't like as much compared to others. I don't know, any of them that used the white wine I didn't really care for as much. Because there were 3 bases. A normal water base kind of thing. They had a beer base thing. and they had a wine base. And even them that were wine based, I didn't really care for that much. Except for one, but that's mostly because the cheese was amazing. It was a like a brittle cheese or something. I forget what it's called. It begins with brie. Actually, it might even just be called brie cheese. I never had it before, and it was actually pretty good. It reminds me a little bit of Gouda, except it's not actually Gouda. Smoked Gouda is still best, but it doesn't melt well for stuff like that. I wish they had something related to that. It's like my favorite cheese, and they don't have anything that uses smoked Gouda. The smoked Gouda isn't really a melting type cheese. It melts very weirdly. Like, it's possible to melt it, but it doesn't melt normally. Not compared to how other cheeses do. It's more of like a cracker kind of cheese. Yeah, it was probably close to 150 ounces or so. It's like somewhere around 120 to 150 ounces of cheese is probably how much I ate. Sounds about right. That's why I'm so stuffed right now. It was a lot of cheese. Definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream as Lockdown mentions. Helps out a lot. And it'll help give it exposure for when we go and post it later for everyone who's expecting a stream at 8. Because obviously we will not be streaming at 8. However, I'm going to try to have it posted by then. I'm going to try to have it posted before Super Bowl even starts. Because I know I'll probably forget if Super Bowl starts. So I'll try having it up by 6:30 or so. Hopefully it'll be rendered by then. There's a chance that YouTube will be like, nope, video's not done rendering yet. It's one of the other reasons I want to try finishing soon as well, too. Because I do want to make sure it's up before then. And sometimes YouTube takes forever to render it for no reason. It's kind of funny because you can go look back into the stream right now, like all the way. Yet if I try uploading this like 10 minutes from now, I won't be able to until it finishes rendering. It's kind of weird how that is. But anyways, there's 116th gnome. Can we at least get a Volky? Come on, one more Volky. I'm not going to keep streaming till we get a Volky, otherwise we could be here for hours. Come on, you know you want to. 10,000 gold. No Volky. Yeah, I might have to end at 13 Volkies. Or get one later tonight if I have some time. But I'll be off stream if we do that. But I can't really complain with those results. 116 gnomes and 13 Volkies from those gnomes. I am perfectly happy with those results for the weekends. Plus we got a hero class maxed. And we're working on getting another one maxed, so definitely no time soon. If anyone has any last minute questions, do let me know. All cheese is Gouda? How is all cheese Gouda? I don't know. I don't know cheeses that well at all. All I know is if a cheese tastes good to me or not. That is the only thing I know about cheeses. Oh, it's a pun? Oh, I see. All cheese is good. I see what you did there. I see the pun now. I see the pun. I don't know, some cheeses are better than others. Hey, there we go. There, now we can end the stream. We got what we wanted. The final Volky. So we're not at the unlucky 13. Or lucky 13, whatever you look at it as. But there we go. Done. So that's our results for the weekend, unless I farm a little bit more later. So final results are 117 gnomes found and 14 Volkies. I am perfectly happy with that. But yeah, those are our results. Not bad. And hopefully we'll get one more later if I go do that later tonight. I won't be streaming later tonight, though. But I might still be doing some before bed. Getting that last-minute grind in. But anyways, there we go. That's our final results. And we'll keep track of every gnome event, because why not? Keeping track of those two is fine. Keeping track of every loot's a little bit annoying, but just keeping track of a number of gnomes and Volkies is definitely doable. Is Dwarven Slayer good in your opinion? No. We're getting a new Dwarven Slayer as well this Friday. And we're also, Warlord can just be used instead. Honestly, I wouldn't really bother with the Slayer. Slayer hero class is rather average. And there's so many hero classes that are similar to it that you might as well use instead. How many hours is that total? I want to say, let's see. That is around 8 or 9 hours. I believe it's closer to 8 because I didn't do too much off stream this time around. But yeah, I believe that's closer to 8 hours. I'm actually not sure on the exact hourage, but I'm pretty sure that is 8 hours of farming right there. So you have to keep in mind, it might actually technically be less than that. Like, we were on stream for 8 or 9 hours from all that. However, you have to keep in mind, some of that time is used for other things. Like for showing the event stuff like we did at the beginning of the stream, or talking like we are right now, and, you know, doing other battles. So not all of that time was necessarily dedicated towards doing that. So potentially that could be closer to 7 hours in a way. 7 or 8 hours. Just because even though we were playing for longer than that, we weren't actually focusing on the Vault event that entire time. But I would say on average, that was probably about 8 hours this weekend. If you count like the actual time we were doing it, rather than the total amount of time. But yeah, it's still not too bad for 8 hours. It's almost 2 Vault keys per hour, as far as our rate, which is definitely fine. How many keys did you guys get this weekend so far? Because I know some people were mentioning they were still at 0, but other people were mentioning they were in like the 20s or 30s. Anything above 20 is absurdly good. Anything under 10 is unfortunate though, but it does happen. It definitely happens from time to time. Like if you're under 10 after 10 hours, that is a little bit unfortunate. Or actually, it'd be more like 12 hours actually. Because drop rate's approximately once an hour. It's actually technically a little bit less than once an hour. But it is possible to average a 2 per hour. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. I really wish someone would data mine the exact drop rate. I'm pretty sure that info's out there somewhere, so I'm not sure what the actual data is on that. But it is possible that the drop rate actually is about twice an hour, and it's just possible to get super unlucky to the point where you do go hours without one. I'm not 100% certain. Because a lot of the data that we got this time around does kind of show that it's about 2 per hour, based on the data we got this week. However, you look at Drock Savage data, and it'll be like, okay, it's once every 3 hours. If you only got 3 the entire weekend. Yeah, it can be very unlucky sometimes. You got 2 keys within 10 to 30 minutes. We got 2 keys back-to-back earlier on Saturday. We got 2 keys in like 3 minutes. It was pretty nice. We got a gnome, then we waited a little while, then we got another gnome, and then boom, Volky. It was really nice. But anyways, guys, I am going to need to be going for now. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your gnome event if you're still going to be grinding out. Don't forget, you still have plenty of time. You still have a good 9 hours and 13 minutes, so still plenty of time to go farm. You can literally farm as much as I have this entire weekend between now and the end of the event if you had that much time. So you could definitely get a bit, quite a bit of grind in still. Other than that, I'll probably be doing it for at least another hour. It'll be off stream though. And other than that, hope you all have a good Super Bowl. Hope your team wins. I'm rooting for the commercials. I'm rooting for commercials, food, and halftime. But I hope you all enjoyed the game. And I will catch all of you guys later. Our next stream will be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, not today. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do normally every single night, except for tonight, because we did that now. And we'll have a video up sometime tomorrow going over all the new event stuff. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for coming by. Food always wins. That is very true. And I will catch all of you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.